Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. I'm going to start with this. Breaking. The European Central Bank is not sure if they will use blockchain technology for digital euro. Now, whenever they come out with something like this, especially when the market is at its all-time low right now, it seems like FUD to shake out retail investors, because here's what it comes down to. Whatever the digital euro is built on, it doesn't matter. When that digital euro hits a CBDC and has to get moved to another CBDC in another country, guess what's going to be in the middle? XRP, the trust layer. The Bank of England plans to step up its effort to regulate trading in digital currencies. The Bank of England's deputy governor recently said the UK might need a digital pound. It is coming. Own hard assets. Might need a digital pound? There's absolutely going to be a digital pound. Every country is going to have a digital currency at some point in the very near future. FDIC chairman on payment systems. If there's a payment system already developed, it must be designed to complement the Federal Reserve's FedNow system and a potential US CBDC. I still believe in the United States, we're going to fall into a liquidity crisis. They're going to need XRP. They're going to welcome Ripple with open arms at some point. It's just a matter of time. Ripple to replace SWIFT, newest GPI direct response to ODL's expansion to more than 40 countries. Now, we watched all these on-demand liquidity corridors opening up, all during this entire bear market. With ODL's expansion into 40 payout markets around the world, representing 90% of the FX market, the proof is in the pudding. Business can rely on crypto to deliver the speed, efficiency, security, and scalability required to complement our formerly purely fiat financial infrastructure at low cost. And I feel like this. The price of XRP in the future is going to depend on how much of Swift's business Ripple takes. The more it takes, the higher the price of XRP. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has claimed weather-related disasters have increased by 500% in recent decades. In fact, they have dropped by 10%. We're going to talk about climate change and how I know with further fact that Ripple and XRP is definitely going to be the chosen one in the future, even when it comes down to carbon credits. So let's take a look. German health minister prepares for public climate lockdowns using COVID as a model. And you see how these countries are really amping up around climate change right now. Climate change, the made-up catastrophe used by globalists and socialists to instill fear and guilt, to tax, regulate, and remove our freedoms, while pretending to be saving the planet. These same people pushing climate change are jet-setting around the world right now. Ripple to save 8 billion people worldwide with sustainable blockchain technology and XRP. Climate change experts believe that Ripple XRP Ledger has the ability to differentiate between low quality and value-added carbon credits. It's going to come down to carbon credits at some point. That's going to be one of the biggest things going in the near future, and it's going to grow year over year. Before I get any further into this about Ripple, what is the primary goal? The purpose is to combat climate change by enacting the Paris Agreement and meeting the UN Sustainability Development Goals. And the UN is really pushing climate change more and more all the time. Ripple has pledged to be carbon neutral by 2030, making it the first firm in the blockchain sector to achieve so. And I believe Ripple will definitely get there. Brad will spend the money it takes to get there. And you take notice how they always push it towards 2030. It's all part of that great reset agenda. But why is Ripple on board with this? Well, think about it. If Ripple wasn't on board with climate change and everything else that's going on, think about regulations in the future. I feel Brad is getting Ripple ahead of those coming regulations. Blockchain and crypto are ideally positioned to spearhead global finances commitment to a more sustainable future. Ripple has committed to leading this endeavor in collaboration with strategic organizations such as CEBI and RMI, and other companies are on board with this as well. This is almost like a massive network forming around carbon credits, the same way we see a massive network forming around that new financial system. This crypto tied to that crypto, tied to this bank, tied to IBM, all coming together. In collaboration with Energy WebEx, Ripple has co-created EW0, a new open source technology that will allow any blockchain to decarbonize by purchasing renewable energy in local marketplaces throughout the world. And Energy Web is another crypto that's going to absolutely skyrocket at some point because everything is based around it. Going green, EVs, all of it tied to Energy Web. Now you see Ripple on board as well. Following the release, any blockchain developer will be able to access and use the tool. The XRP will be the first to employ EW0 to guarantee offsets are acquired for XRP ledger use. So in other words, to use the XRP ledger, you're going to have to buy carbon offsets. You're going to need that for everything in the future. Ripple's $100 million investment will fund initiatives such as building an inventory of high-quality carbon credits, investing in carbon removal technology companies and market makers, because this is where the future's going. I feel Ripple is keeping ahead of innovation all along the way. Additionally, Ripple is founding member of the World Economic Forum's Crypto Impact and Sustainability Accelerator, and this is all coming from the World Economic Forum. It's all part of Agenda 2030. Finally, Ripple has partnered with Nelnet Solar to spend $44 million in solar energy to reduce CO2 emissions. According to data from Nelnet, the group has more than $20 billion in assets and services more than $500 billion in loan assets. Now, remember what I've always told you on this channel. If you want to live life as normal in the future, you have to be rich. Why? Because you're going to have to buy carbon offsets to do all the things that you do now. That new system is built to enslave the poor, people that can't afford carbon offsets, carbon credits. Ripple CTO explains how XRP Ledger can help carbon markets and the gaming space. David Schwartz has recently revealed he sees potential in carbon credits and gaming non-fungible tokens, while still being excited about payments. And David Schwartz sees what's coming in the future as well. That's why he's bullish about carbon credits. That's why I feel Ripple is getting way ahead of everyone else. So, some nice article about Modulup. Ripple partner with Rockefeller Foundation to CBDC. And carbon credits are going to be tied directly to that CBDC at some point through the digital ID and the social credit system. So the Modulup CBDC Center of Excellence will further expand the Modulup's Foundation's efforts to advance financial inclusion in emerging markets, led by our CEO, Director Nick Drury, and supported by our working group. The COE will examine ways which CBDCs have the potential to make wider spectrum of Modulup-enabled push payment capabilities available to center banks and their citizens, merchants, and digital financial institutions, said Modulup Foundation Executive Paula Hunter. We're also grateful to our partners, Ripple and Temasek, for their support. We encourage all interesting organizations to get involved in our COE initiatives. COVID-19 and the rise of contactless payments have prompted many central banks to consider CBDCs as a way of lowering the cost of settlement by making digital payments and cross-border transfers seamless. The Modulup CBDC COE aims to identify ways to remove the restrictive hurdles and high fees that have been barriers to advancing financial inclusion in the past. You see how they used COVID to also bring about CBDCs. FTX falls. All of a sudden, regulations are needed right away to fast-track a CBDC. Carbon credits will be tied to that CBDC. It's all coming together. EU makes new deal to reform its carbon market. And even the EU is looking for the same thing. Every single country is on board with this at this point. The new agreement seeks to achieve three key changes to the EU carbon market, according to the EP's statement. Aims to accelerate emissions cuts, phase out free allowances to industries, and targets fuel emission from the building and road transport sectors. Under the previous system, the EU required around 10,000 entities to buy carbon credits when they pollute. This is critical to meeting the bloc's target to reduce net emissions 55% by 2030 compared with 1990 levels. Do you see how everything pushes towards 2030? That's how you know they're talking about the Great Reset agenda. On top of that, you see how they were buying carbon credits a long time ago when they pollute. Well, we're always going to be polluting because they see us as the major polluters. Our bodies are causing carbon problems. And we're going to have to buy carbon offsets for everything in the future. It is also contingent on Ford, GM, and Chevy not selling carbon credits, which is the only thing that Tesla sells of value. As more companies make EVs, the less carbon credits they'll need to buy from Tesla. And that's what's going on in the EV market right now. Everybody is fighting to be the top dog. You know, Tesla was always the pioneer as far as EVs. Now you have Ford and GM and other car companies coming in as well. Carbon credits are where the money is, and everybody is at war with each other to win. And it's the same thing with currencies throughout the world right now. We're not going to see World War III because the war is being fought right now. Whoever gets their digital currency and their CBDC up and running the fastest is going to win. That's why the US is trying to push ahead with innovation to keep up with Russia and China. No more holidays abroad for ordinary people because we will never have enough carbon credits, but the rich will be able to buy them and fly their private jets any place they like. There isn't enough raw materials in the world to produce the batteries if we were to switch all cars to EV. The plan is not for you to drive at all. That they don't want you driving, period. And that's why I said in the future, if you have carbon credits, your life will be a lot different. You won't have to live under the slavery system, in my opinion. But we're watching this all get built out from the ground up. We're so early in the crypto. We beat everyone in the crypto. And it's starting to change. Regulations are coming. Institutional money is going to come pouring in. That's how you get rich off of your crypto. Stay patient. Watch it all play out. Watch it get built. And soon we will all be rich. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you watching my videos. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.